I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kelly, and we are back with another video. If you guys are new to the channel and you enjoy true crime stories, news, politics, and so much more, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. I really would appreciate it. And if you are a returning listener, subscriber, well, thank you guys, as always, for being a friend. I really appreciate y'all, and please like the video if you like it. Give me a comment, whatever you can do. It really does help me out, and it's a free way to do so. And I thank everyone in advance for watching this video.
You know the thing.
So let's get right into it.
Little engine that could run, who could, wanted to get up there and couldn't really get access to the teat.
Teat?
Dad.
What have you. I went in and just simply, just into a little saucer. And then took the saucer and fed it to Geppetto. That's what I named him, Geppetto.
I had no idea you could milk a cat.
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Okay guys, so we're gonna jump right in because that right there, that scene from Meet the Parents was just about as ridiculous as the scene that was put on outside of Trump's trial by the very same actor that you just saw there, who made the line famous, well, I have nipples, Greg, can you milk me? And he was over there milking the Democrat teat for all that it was worth. He was stroking that teat, he was massaging that teat, and he was making an utter fool of himself on full display in front of everybody in New York City, and being an absolute puppet for the establishment, meanwhile putting a final nail in the coffin of his legacy. Once great actor Robert De Niro has officially lost his mind from Trump derangement syndrome. It would appear that his condition is fatal, and he is actually going to end up perishing from this psychosis that he is currently under, called Trump derangement syndrome. So I wanted to get into this, utter display that he made of himself and just talk about how serious it is, this issue we have going on, and do a little bit of a fact check, and just mainly just a little bit of a laugh at Robert De Niro's sake, because he's just made himself into a complete joke. And it really pains me because he did used to be an actor that I very much respected and loved, and thought that he, and I still think he has great movies, and, he has, done amazing work as an actor, but he's just tarnished all of that. And he's really just taken a dump all over his career. And it's sad to see, you hate to see it, but this is the consequence of having an absolute closed mind and, just being bought, sold, and pimped out by the establishment. So let's get into that display that was put on by him. And again, this was outside of the Trump trial. Closing arguments were today for this sham trial, this absolute circus show, in which they're trying to piecework together a charge to try to get Trump in some sort of, situation where they feel like they have the upper hand against them, even though it's not working whatsoever. But this is where we're at, people. We're prosecuting former presidents for the most retarded of quote-unquote crimes that don't even really exist, that they had to kind of patchwork together. And then we have washed up movie stars outside of these sham trials giving speeches for the establishment. This is 2024. So let's get into it.
Thank you. I mean, this is really, even these people over here are it's kind of crazy.
Hello?
It's really crazy, and this thing Donald Trump has created this.
What?
He should be telling them not to do this. But he's just, he wants to sow total, he wants to sow total chaos, which he's succeeding in some areas and places to do.
Is he?
Anyway, beside all that, this is my neighborhood, downtown New York City.
That's where you live?
I grew up here and feel at home in these streets. I feel comfortable. The Twin.
So right here behind him, the guy with the neck tat and this other, brute gentleman over here are the two January 6th Capitol police officers. So that's who's got right behind him. So it's just like a poo-poo platter of retards and losers that the Democrats have tried to piece together, just like they've tried to piece together these charges in order to make something work, in order to try to present a picture here. But the picture, it's not looking too good. It's not looking great.
It's really crazy, and this thing, Donald Trump has created this.
What thing? What thing?
He should be telling them not to do this.
No, he's
but
not telling shit. He's not their fucking dad.
He wants to sow total chaos, which he's succeeding in some areas and places to do. Anyway, beside all that, this is my neighborhood, downtown New York City. I grew up here and feel at home in these streets. I feel comfortable. The Twin Towers fell just over here, just over there. This part of the city was like a ghost town. But we vowed we would not allow terrorists to change our way of life. And we started the Tribeca Festival to bring people back.
Who are the terrorists?
I love this city. I love this city. I don't want to destroy it.
Do you?
Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world.
The whole world, you say? The whole world.
But we vowed we would not allow terrorists.
Hello?
I owe this city a lot.
Does he have the same retard disease that Joe Biden has? Can you finish a sentence, sir? What are you trying to ramble on about? I mean, my God, I know you're old, just like Joe Biden is, but so is Trump. I mean, Trump's old too. At least he can, piece together what he wants to say and make it coherent most of the time. What are you trying to say? And you keep talking about 9/11. Do you know what actually happened on 9/11, sir? Are you aware of who the terrorists actually are? Or are you still trying to say that we went to the Middle East to grab the terrorists? Because that would tell me a lot about your level of knowledge and understanding. So go on.
And that's why it's so weird that Donald Trump is just across the street.
It's so weird.
Because he doesn't belong in my city.
Oh, he doesn't? He grew up
I don't
there
know
too.
where he belongs.
What?
But he certainly doesn't belong here.
The White House.
We New Yorkers used to tolerate him when he was just another grubby real estate hustler masquerading as a big shot. A two-bit playboy lying his way into the tabloids.
Not a playboy.
Pretending to be a spokesperson for himself.
He was a spokesperson.
He was calling it as himself for himself.
What?
To fool the press into inflating his net worth.
What are you talking about?
A clown.
He built a brand, you idiot.
But this city is pretty accommodating. We make room for clowns.
Oh, do we? Yeah. We make room for clowns. That's how you got here. That's how you're standing where you're standing. So you're right about that. I just think it's so funny how he's trying to say that like he belongs there and Trump doesn't. Like Trump also grew up in New York City, you utter buffoon. What are you even talking about? And Trump inflated himself and pretended to be a spokesperson for himself. He was a spokesperson for himself. Who is not a spokesperson for themselves? He built a brand. If you actually knew what that meant and what marketing meant and what that meant to someone's net worth and how it could influence someone's net worth, look at the Kardashians. They also built a brand out of their name. It's like you can't put a price tag on that, really. It's just something that holds weight because it is the name that carries the dollar amount and that can bring in big bucks, which was actually never falsified, which was actually never wrong for Trump to do. People bought into it. Banks were the ones who gave him the money because they understood what his brand meant. People like Robert De Niro and people who are too simple-minded to understand that can't seem to fit their minds around it. But it's just very crazy, very weird, like you said.
We have them all over the city. People who do crazy things in the street, we tolerate it. It's part of the city. It's part of the culture. But not a person like Trump who will eventually run the country. That does not work, and we all know that.
Yeah, you guys know all the people that do the crazy things in the middle of the street, like all the people that just take dumps out in the open, or people get pushed onto subway platforms, you know, like, yeah, we tolerate that. That's whatever. That's fine. That's part of New York's flavor, okay? But Donald Trump existing in the world, that's a bridge too far.
That. Anyway, we make room for clowns, to each his own.
Okay.
But no one takes him or took him really seriously. They take him seriously now, of course. But around the country, people who didn't know him, as we did, started to support him. They bought into his bullshit.
Present. Can you hurry?
Trump bought their votes with outrageous lies and empty promises.
Did he?
He got the most religious evangelicals to applaud a sinner.
A what?
Who bragged about sexual assault.
Did he?
And just a couple of blocks from here, a jury found him liable for sexual abuse.
Did he? It's giving slander.
Somehow, he even got self-styled patriots to support a man who called for terminating the Constitution. And on January 6th, rallied an angry mob to threaten democracy, leaving death and destruction in its wake.
Where? Where was death?
That's why I needed to be
involved. Was death present in the room?
And wanted to be involved in the new Biden-Harris ad.
The girl what?
Because it shows the violence of Trump. And reminds us that he'll use violence against anyone who stands in the way of his megalomania and greed.
What? Girl, hello?
They asked me, would I like to debate this gentleman? And I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
But it's a coward's violence. You think Trump ever threw a punch himself?
Probably.
Or took one?
Maybe.
This guy who ran and hid in the White House bunker when there were protesters outside? No way. He doesn't get blood on his hands. No, he doesn't. He directs the mob to do his dirty work for him.
That's right.
By making a suggestion.
Stand back and stand by, people.
An inference. And his gang grovels and follows his obvious order.
Gang, gang.
It's no surprise that the murder rate and other violent crimes peaked under Trump and are falling under Biden.
Excuse me?
And now he's promising to use our own military to attack U.S. citizens.
What?
That's the tyrant.
Excuse me, moi.
And for those brave right-wing Americans who say it's all about keeping America's independent and safe, if you want to fight against the country, you need an F-15. You need something a little more than a gun. Those who say the blood of patriots, you know, and all the stuff about how we're going to have to move against the government. Well, the tree of liberty is not water with the blood of patriots. What happens is that there are never been, if you want to think you need to have weapons to take on the government, you need F-15s and maybe some nuclear weapons.
When did that happen, sir?
That's the tyrant he's telling us he'll be.
Excuse me?
And believe me, he means
When was that? I missed it.
When Trump ran in 2016, it was like a joke. This buffoon running for president. No, never could happen.
It did.
We've forgotten the lessons of history that showed us other clowns who weren't taken seriously until they became vicious dictators.
Here comes Hitler.
With Trump, we have a second chance.
Oh,
and no
you're
one
not
is
going to mention the
laughing
H
now.
guy?
This is the time to stop him.
Okay, girl.
By voting him out once and for all.
That's a no can do.
We don't want to wake up after the election
I'm
saying,
sorry, wait.
What, again?
Voting him out? Voting him out? Are you, sir? Are you an election denier? Are you trying to insinuate that Trump is the rightful president? I mean, I can agree with you on that. I do agree that, you know, Biden did not win the last election. So in that regard, yes, you know, in your mind, you do think that Trump should be voted out. But that's not what the mainstream media has everyone else believing, okay? You know, you're using the wrong terminology there, sir. I think you mean to say that it's what you want to do is to not re-elect Donald Trump, but you kind of had a slip of the tongue there. I mean, it was a Freudian slip. Can't say I disagree.
My God, what the hell have we done? We can't have that happen again.
We can and we will.
Yesterday was Memorial Day.
Okay.
It's a good time to reflect on how Americans fought and died so that we may enjoy the freedoms guaranteed to us by a democratic government. A government that, as President Lincoln said, of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Under Trump, this kind of government will perish from the earth.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I don't mean to scare you. No, wait, maybe I do mean to scare you.
I'm never scared.
If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye that we all take for granted.
Oh my God!
And elections,
shaking in my boots.
That's over. That's done.
Oh no!
If he gets
not elections, not election, guys. I'm scared.
I can tell you right now, he will never leave.
Oh my God!
He will never leave.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
He will never leave.
You better stop making promises you can't keep.
What does that mean? Is that the country we want to live in? Do we want him running this country and saying, I'm not leaving, I'm dictator for life?
Yes. Actually, yes.
I hope this new ad campaign reaches outside the bubble to remind supporters of what a danger he is to our lives.
Oh, no.
This is not a threat. This is a reality.
Wrong.
Oh, my.
And that's why I've joined the Biden-Harris campaign, because the only way to preserve our freedoms and hold on to our humanity is to vote for Joe Biden for president.
I will not.
Really?
Really? I swear.
We don't have a choice. On January 6th, while Republican lawmakers despicably tried to keep the loser Trump,
you just said he won,
in the White House, and Trump-inspired insurrectionists stormed the Capitol. Brave men and women from law enforcement put their lives on the line to defend this country.
Where were they? I didn't see
our
them.
democracy.
I didn't know
they
they were
are
there.
the true heroes.
Where were they? These two idiots?
Are the true heroes.
What?
They stood and put their lives on the line for these lowlives, for Trump.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
They lied under oath.
They lied under oath. Who lied under oath? What are you telling me? Excuse me?
Those two traitors behind you.
They lied under oath?
Right.
What are you saying?
What are you saying?
They're traitors.
What's all this truth you're talking about? What's all this? What's all this alternate facts you're over there talking about? Confronting me with your facts and your truth and your knowledge. What's all this? Huh? Spit it out. What's all this? Yeah, you got... I want to know who that guy is off camera. I want to know him, and I want to be friends with him. Because, thank you, we have one patriot who's not afraid to, not just let this old man sit up here and yell into the ether and just, go off on a tangent, an old man tangent, a mangent about nothing. Because they are traitors, and they did lie under oath, and they are pussies, because if they were real men, they would have done something on January 6th to try to stem the flow of people going into the Capitol, instead of sitting idly back and watching it devolve into the riot that it did, okay? So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. January 6th was Patriots Day, in my opinion, okay? I don't give a fuck. I've told you guys before, I don't care about January 6th. I really don't. I am of the opinion that if you have a problem with your government and you want to protest or, or riot, whatever you want to say, I don't think rioting should be allowed, but I'm just saying things can happen. And if we look at the riots of 2020, in the summer of 2020, that was absolutely unhinged, uncalled for, and problematic in every single way. But if you have a problem, you should take it to the government, which is what they did on January 6th. So, the reason why it devolved, again, I've already said it before, so I'm not going to go over it again. But thank God for this man.
I don't even know how to deal with you, my friend.
No, you don't. You can't handle him.
How to deal with you.
You can't.
They stood there. They didn't have to.
Girl.
And there were
Yeah, they
other ones
stood
in there who probably were in with them a little bit too, and they found a way to get around. Not these guys. They stood there and fought.
Yeah, they stood there and
for
did
us,
nothing.
for you,
Fought who?
for you.
Nobody was fighting.
They were fighting for me.
No, they fought for you, buddy. You're able to stand right here now.
Yeah, had it not been for these
They
two
are the true-
losers, you wouldn't be standing here, sir. Where would we be? Where would we all be? Had it not been for these two fucking retards. I mean, because I'd probably be right here.
Heroes. I'm honored to be with these two heroes.
Heroes, jeez.
From former
use that term
Capitol
lately.
Police Officer Harry Dunn and former Metropolitan Police Officer Michael Fanone.
Even the car alarm wasn't having it on any level. The car alarm said, "Not today, motherfuckers." So, I mean, it was just a real sad state of affairs to see Robert De Niro up there, you know, making just such a pitiful fool of himself. It really is. You hate to see your, you know, idols, and even though he was never my idol, but you hate to see somebody that you previously enjoyed as a movie actor, you know, fall from grace so viciously, so tragically. You really do hate to see it. But here we are, and these are the facts we have to accept, okay? So that was just an absolute pitiful display of utter unintelligent, you know, mumbo jumbo. I don't know how much he was paid for that by the establishment, by the, you know, swamp monsters. I don't know of a much more embarrassing situation, okay? So then the Trump kids came out to speak on behalf of their father after the closing arguments were made. And let's hear a little bit of that.
We understand that this is a political persecution. That was evidenced today by the Biden campaign themselves holding a rally here. They bring in Robert De Niro, who was shot down, but apparently he needs attention because it's been a while since he's cranked out a good movie. But think about it. They bring out one actor. Remember in 2020 when every A-list actor in the world showed up for Joe Biden, they lined up one by one? Now they get one person. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson disavowed, said, hey, listen, I regret voting for him. Cardi B, all the people that lined up behind Joe Biden understand that he has failed our country, he has failed the citizens of this nation, frankly, he has failed the world. But the fact that they are holding a rally across the seat from this very witch hunt, right across the street, tells us exactly what we all knew all along, that it is a political persecution. It is a witch hunt. There is a reason one of the people sitting at that desk was the number 3 person in Joe Biden's DOJ. I know my father is not allowed to say Matthew Colangelo in his name, right? Because he's been gagged. The president of the United States is not allowed to exercise his First Amendment rights in New York City
the president
in this
again.
day and age.
I like that.
Does that not tell us all everything we need to know about what we're witnessing? It's a witch hunt. They're using it as a political fundraiser, just like this very judge's daughter has profited from this very case. It is an insanity. It is an embarrassment. It's an abomination to democracy and to our republic. And yet it continues. Everyone in this case is conflicted, and it hinges on one man who's not just a liar, convicted, someone who's lost his law license, has been disbarred, someone who's served jail time for lying before congressional bodies, and that's it. That's where we are today in America. This is a sham. It's insane, and it needs to stop, because if you think for 1 second that this ends with Donald Trump, you have not been watching what's going on in the Democrat Party in the last few years. They want power at any and all costs. Your rights be damned. That can't stand. That can't happen. This sham prosecution, this insanity, this abomination has to stop now.
I just want to know, when can we get Barron Trump out here, okay? He just turned 18. He's graduated from high school. Okay, you know, he's the tallest of all of you. Where's Barron? Where's Barron? Okay, I need my favorite Trump kid to be out here with this same energy. Okay, let's get all 3 of the brothers out. You know, like the sisters, they can stay at home. You know, Ivanka's already, she dropped the ball. Okay, she is a miss. But let's get Barron on this train. Okay, because that's who we want to see. Okay, the future king of America. So yeah, great job. Donald Trump Jr., you know, he's probably my second favorite. I don't know. He's a little cringe a lot of times, but what he said there was true, okay? It's absolutely true. So Robert De Niro should have just never opened up his fat mouth because he really made a fool of himself. And now everyone on Twitter is absolutely coming for his neck, okay? And a lot of stuff has been drudged up that I didn't even know. So let's look at this from Freedom News, okay?
Fuck you! Fuck you! Marcus, you touch kids!
Hello?
You touch kids! You loser! Fuck you! Suck my dick! You better should have swallowed!
We're trying to be gentlemen in this world. The Democrats. What? You are gangsters. Excuse me. You are gangsters.
Who's a gangster?
Fuck you.
You're a softie! You're a nobody! You're trash! You're trash! You're done! You're done after this, my guy!
Oh my God!
Donald Trump in the face!
Oh my God!
Fuck you, De Niro! Go to hell!
You should have never brought your ass up there, Robert.
He's gonna go to jail. That's why he's so worried.
Guys, back up.
You're a fucking mook, M-O-O-K, mook. You're a traitor to Italian and Jews. You're a traitor to Italian Jews. You fucking cunt. Cunt. You ain't cunt. Bobby De Niro, you're a fucking cunt. Fuck you fucking piece of shit. He's a mook.
Oh my God.
M-O-O-K. Robert De Niro, fucking mook.
You gotta love old boomer energy at times, guys. It really is It's unmatched. It's unmatched. The old white Italian boomer, throw in from New York City. That energy is unlike anything other, okay? Get ready for these terms to come out. Mook, I don't even know what that means, but I've heard it before. I don't know. It sounds funny. It sounds racist and I like it. So, I don't know. But anyhow, Robert De Niro, as he speeds off in his little van, made an absolute fool of himself. I mean, this is the, you know, and he tries to say that Trump is over there sowing division. No, sir. It's you showing up to an already very tense and high emotion event like this trial, where you know there's going to be supporters and detractors both that are very passionate and who are very angry, and you want to show your ass up there, paid and bought and pimped out by the Democrats to gin up more frustration, to gin up more tension, and to gin up more rage, okay? But it's you who's over there saying that Trump is doing all of this. Well, you need to look in a mirror somewhere, sir, because you're old and washed up, okay? And people see you for what you are. And apparently, people on Twitter are alleging that Robert De Niro was into some things, guys, that I didn't know about. Hello? So it says right there what was going on that I didn't know. I didn't know until today, until he dragged his ass up there and people on Twitter got to doing what they do. Okay, a sex scandal that wouldn't lie down from 1998. What is, let's just read this for a second. It reads like this. This is from The Independent, okay, which is a reputable source, okay, and especially 20-something years ago, it was even more reputable. So it reads like the synopsis of a trashy airport novel: sex, movie stars, politicians, Arab princes, arms deals, and the courageous investigation of an obstinate, incorruptible, and publicity-hungry judge. But the evidence to be presented to a criminal court in Paris this week also has a disturbing side, or rather two disturbing sides. The case uncovers the brutal methods used to snare young women, some as young as 15, into a call girl agency specializing in wealthy, high-profile clients. It also exposes attempts by the French government machine to block an investigation which might embarrass senior politicians and damage French interests abroad. 6 people are charged with the running of an international prostitution ring whose call girls entertained the actor Robert De Niro. Robert, hello? Excusez-moi? Excusez-moi. What were you doing over there, sir? What were you doing? You're caught with your dick out, looks like. And you had the nerve to go up there and try to talk shit about Donald Trump and accuse him of sex crimes? And you're over there trying to buy teenage girls in France, allegedly? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hypocrisy runs all over me. I'm just drowning in it from you. This is disgusting. You are disgusting. So how dare you think that the internet is not going to drag your ass right over the coals? And here he is, another thing that the internet, you know, because again, one thing the internet's going to do, it's going to drag up some shit, okay? It's going to drag you over the coals and back and then run you over with a bus and throw you up under there after you decide to come up out the side of your neck and try to come for someone else. So this was also drug up, and I just want to play this for you guys. Very questionable scene of none other than P. Diddy, the diddler, and Robert De Niro.
He's spitting high five.
Well, girl, you the one that's high five. You wasn't my man's mom, I'd tear that ass up.
Thank you.
I know you would.
You must be really proud of your son.
Oh, yes, indeed. He's a roughneck that gets his stug on, and he looks like a young Denzel.
Okay. Yikes. Two of a kind right there. 2 peas and a dirty dick pod. So there you have it, guys. You know, they're not done with Robert De Niro either. They're still going to drag up some shit about him. And I can't wait to see it. And apparently, I think I know where his issues stem. He's got a gay father, okay? He opened up to CNN about his gay father in 2014. So God only knows what happened in that childhood home. And it's really sad, honestly. I hate that for him, that he had to have, you know, that situation growing up. But it also explains a lot. So, yikes, and more yikes. So, I just wanted to also just bring that to y'all's attention. But yeah, what do y'all think, guys? It's a fall from grace that you might not have ever seen coming, but here we are. And I just want to close out with the Libertarian Party, guys. This happened over the weekend where Trump and a few others like RFK Jr. and all the other candidates that were vying for the Libertarian nomination all came together for the Libertarian National Convention. And, you know, I used to consider myself to be a libertarian at one point. It was in my transitional period from like after getting away from being a Democrat. You know, like I voted for Obama the first time, like the very first time I could vote, I voted for Obama. And then during his second term, I voted for Ron Paul. And that's what really kind of made me a libertarian, was Ron Paul. I mean, I still love Ron Paul to this day. He's a national fucking treasure. And the fact that we never had him as a president is an absolute disgrace and just a stain on the reputation of this country. But I digress. So I was a registered libertarian for a while, but then I ended up switching to Republican once Trump ran. So I was watching this, and just, they've turned into an absolute joke of a party. And it really is another fall from grace, another legacy stain that, you know, it can never be wiped away, that just really has just shown that they are a joke of a party, that people always say that they are. And they could have really had a Ron Paul revolution, but it seems like now they're having a RuPaul revolution, and they've nominated some gay twink to be their nominee. So I just wanted to show you guys this. This is who they picked, guys. This is the Libertarian nominee for president, Chase Oliver, okay? All right? Do we understand what's going on here? Do we understand what's going on here? So it's just a shit. So meanwhile, they were booing Trump as he was making a pretty epic speech where he kind of just like talked shit to their face and told them, if you're all not tired of being losers, maybe you should vote for me. Okay. And he's got a point. You know, libertarians have never really made a substantial dent in American politics, you know, that is meaningful in any way. So if they did want to back a winner, they would back Donald Trump. But they started booing him and instead chose this Twinkenberry who had the following to say.
You know, if we're going to communicate our message to red audiences, to blue audiences, we have to communicate to all audiences and let them know that the liberty message is something that is for everybody who wants to live free. Now, this is kind of a great philosopher named RuPaul once said, we're all born naked and the rest is drag.
Stop it. Get some help.
You know, go straight the fuck to hell. Go straight to hell. And don't stop. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200, sir. Get out of my face. Okay? A disgrace. A disgrace. And it's really just sad to me because as someone who I can't say that I do feel like I identify more with libertarianism as a whole, like as a whole platform when it comes to my thoughts on government. Not necessarily societal issues, but when it comes to the way I want my government run, as small as possible, I do feel like I align most with libertarianism. But at the same time, they're a little bit too live and let live, a little bit too much of, you know, well, we really can't intervene in like absolutely anything because this guy is pro kids drag story hour. He's pro vaccine and mask mandates. And the explanation that I was seeing online from other coping libertarians who are trying to, you know, throw their support behind this guy, even though he's a terrible choice, was saying that, oh, well, in a capitalistic society, actually, you know, you can't force companies to not be able to put whatever type of regulations that they want on their own employees. And it's private business. And this, you know what? Fuck off with that. Literally just miss me with all of that. I don't give a shit about your stupid libertarianism ideals when it comes to that. Okay? No, I'm sorry. That's a little bit too far. And so he's pro-gay everything. He's pro-transing the kids. He's pro-open borders, which is another reason why I have totally distanced myself on social issues from libertarians, mainly for that reason alone, because open borders, my ass, okay? Open borders can, you know, happen in the pits of hell. Okay, open borders to the pits of hell for all of you gay retards who want to open up America's borders to all of the people that seek to do us harm. And so this last thing I'll play for you guys was what he said about the open border policies that he advocates for. And this doesn't tell you why he is a horrible choice for the Libertarian Party and why he's going to make an utter fool and a mockery out of the third party possibility that could have really, you know, grown in support and really gotten some speed behind it, maybe gotten some groundswell behind it by picking a better candidate, is now looking more and more like a lost cause because of this gay twink right here who wants to just bring in all the migrants for probably gay reasons. He probably just wants to have sex with them all.
Hey folks, Chase Oliver here, candidate for president with the Libertarian Party, and I am in Nogales, Arizona, and behind this fence and razor wire is Nogales, Mexico. Actually has the exact same name. This is the same city, just two different countries. You know, Nogales, Arizona, Nogales, Mexico.
So it's not the same city.
And I'm here because I want to break some myths about immigration in this country. There's a lot of things that statists try to sell you as ideas that are actually nothing more than scare tactics or false statistics and things that aren't true. And so let's talk about this. First, if you ask people who live here or know the community here, people who are coming to this country just want to work for the most part. They are not seeking to take our welfare. And in fact, you're 3 times more likely to go into a welfare program as a native-born citizen than as a migrant. And so the truth is a lot of these folks are actually working. They use a fake social security number because they don't have documentation, so they pay into the system. and they never get those benefits back.
And are you okay
and
with
so
that?
when
So, Mr. Libertarian, is taxation not theft, sir? Is taxation not theft? Because what the fuck are you talking about? So you just want more and more people paying into a system that they can never pull out of? That doesn't seem very libertarian of you, Mr. Man. Snaggletooth McGee. Okay, what are you even talking about? Who's doing that? What illegals are using fake social security numbers, paying into a system that they're not ever able to get? No, they're fucking not. They're being paid under the table, you retard. What is absolutely wrong? I mean, I'm not even gonna listen. Okay, I guess I'll let him finish a little bit more.
we're talking about immigration here, we need to understand this, that these people are just trying to seek a better life. And when you see fences like this, these kinds of things belong more in dystopian, totalitarian states like East Germany that would separate East and West Berlin. These walls prevent commerce. These walls prevent peaceful people from being able to move freely about and spend their money or their labor or their time either in Mexico or here in the United States. And I think it's wrong to be denying anybody the ability to move freely unencumbered without much difficulty. This is why we need Ellis Island style of immigration.
Why don't you try to go walk your ass over the border of North Korea then and tell them that? Why don't you go talk to North Korea? Go talk to Kim Jong-un, okay? And tell him all of your woke ideas about fences and border walls and moving freely throughout countries so we can all just put our penises inside of everybody. Sir, you sound ridiculous. Okay, go try that with any other country, actually. In fact, go try to walk over any other country's border and let's see how it's working out for you.
You should be able to come through a port of entry. One of these, there's a port of entry right here behind me. You should be able to come right through there and give your name. Basically do a basic criminal background check.
But they're not doing that.
And get in here to be able to come here to work or visit or do whatever you want to do.
No.
And so I'm going to keep fighting for more peaceful immigration and to tear down walls just like this one behind me.
We're gonna
first off, if you travel just a few miles out of town, there is no wall. There's no fence. So what good does it do to this scary razor wire covered structure?
So then what are you talking about?
Other than to try to put fear and intimidation into voters and to the people and let the government have more and more control over our lives and the lives of free people who just want to come here and put down their roots and start their American dream.
No.
And so
people who aren't American, guess what? Newsflash for you. You ready for this, Walter Cronkite? People who aren't American don't own an American dream. You absolute disgrace of a person. Sorry to tell you guys, newsflash, if you're not American, you are not the owner of an American dream. Okay? I hate to break that to you guys. I hate to put it to you that forcefully, but it's the truth. Okay? We have to stop giving away the American dream as if it's for everybody, because no, it's not. And it's not fear-mongering. You know what scares people? You know what actually scares people is illegal immigrants raping and killing their daughters. Okay, like Laken Riley. Okay, you know what scares people is being robbed and seeing police officers assaulted in the streets of New York City by illegal immigrants. Okay, that's what scares people, sir. It's not razor wire that's out there scaring people, okay? It's absolutely, open border people are ridiculous. They're not serious people. They're up there with the climate people who stand in the streets. You people, I laugh and you're a joke to me, okay? I can't take you seriously if you advocate for something as silly as open borders on a serious level. Not saying this ironically, I can't, we can go no further. This is the roadblock. This is the wall that I'm going to build between me and you because I'm in favor of walls. And that's just it. That's the end of the conversation because there's no debating that. There's no getting past closing up the border, mass deportations of illegals, and trying to get this country back for the people who are Americans, who do own the American dream, and who are just trying to fulfill that dream for us and our children and our futures, okay? Because if not, you're trying to give it away to every third world, low IQ mental midget out there who would come here and just cook a rat in the middle of the open street and, you know, fondle a woman passing by because they're so savage and animalistic in nature because of where they come from that they know no better. Okay? We don't want people like that. Sorry, but we don't. But what do you guys think about all of this, you know, Libertarian Party falling from grace, Robert De Niro absolutely abolishing and shitting all over his legacy? It's over. It's really over for these people. But I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you liked it. And subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see more like this. And until next time, I will see y'all later. Bye!
I just tell the truth. And telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.